Historical context: Stalin's crippled arm and how he masked it. Joseph Stalin, the Soviet dictator whose iron rule shaped much of the 20th century, lived with a physical disability that he went to great lengths to conceal. Stalin was notoriously vain about his appearance. He was only about 5 feet 4 inches tall, pockmarked from smallpox, and self-conscious of his arm. In propaganda photos, posters, and public appearances, he masked the impairment by posing strategically, often with his left hand in his pocket, tucked into his coat, hidden behind his back, or cropped out of frame entirely. Soviet photographers and artists were instructed to retouch images to minimize any visible flaws, reinforcing his image as an infallible man of steel, a translation of his adopted name, Stalin. This concealment extended to his personal life. Associates rarely mentioned it, and it was taboo in official narratives. These efforts were part of a broader cult of personality, where any sign of weakness could undermine his authority in a regime built on fear and perceived invincibility. ## alternate history. What if Stalin's arm was crippled in revolutionary battles? In this hypothetical scenario, let's reimagine Stalin's life without the childhood accident. Instead, he sustains the crippling injury during his early revolutionary exploits, perhaps in the violent 1905 Russian Revolution, or more dramatically, during the 1907 Tiflis bank robbery he organized for Bolshevik funds, where explosions and shootouts with Tsarist forces could plausibly cause such trauma. He still masks the disability due to vanity, but the battle scar origin shifts its symbolism from a mundane childhood mishap to a heroic wound earned fighting imperialism. Drawing from historical patterns and alternate history discussions like speculations on Stalin's potential WWI service, here's a plausible timeline of divergences. 1. **** Early revolutionary career, enhanced heroism and no WWI exemption 1905 to 1917 ***. Without the pre-existing disability, a young Stalin-born Ioseb Jugashvili is more physically active in underground Bolshevik operations. Historically, he orchestrated bank heists and strikes in Georgia, but in this timeline, he participates directly in frontline clashes, say during the 1905 uprising in Tiflis or Baku oil field strikes. The injury occurs here. Perhaps a bullet or shrapnel severs nerves in his left arm during a raid. Unlike the real childhood cause, this revolutionary badge boosts his standing among comrades like Lenin, who might see him as a battle-hardened operative rather than a behind-the-scenes organizer. However, Stalin's paranoia and vanity lead him to mask it early on, wrapping it or hiding it in photos to avoid appearing vulnerable to Tsarist spies or rivals. Critically, without the childhood exemption, Stalin could be drafted into the Russian Imperial Army in 1914 at age 36 if the injury happens post-draft, e.g., during WWI if he's sent to the front before deserting to join revolutionaries. It might occur in combat against Germans, blending revolutionary with wartime heroism. Alternatively, if injured pre-WWI in 1907, he might still be exempted, but the scar's origin elevates his Bolshevik credentials, accelerating his rise in party ranks. 2 **** rise to power, propaganda weapon and internal dynamics. 1917 1920s ***. During the 1917 October Revolution and Russian Civil War, Stalin leverages the injury in selective propaganda, not flaunting it but alluding to it as proof of his sacrifices against the old regime. Posters might depict him as a wounded warrior, arm subtly bandaged, inspiring Red Army troops. This contrasts with reality, where he hid his arm to project strength. Here, masking becomes a calculated choice, revealed only to build loyalty among veterans. His role in the Civil War, e.g., defending Tsaritsyn, might involve more frontline command, gaining military experience that makes him a stronger rival to Trotsky, who historically criticized Stalin's lack of combat cred. By Lenin's death in 1924, Stalin's battle wound helps him outmaneuver opponents, portraying himself as the true heir to the revolution's martyrs. 3 **** Soviet rule and purges, heightened militarism, and paranoia 1930s 1940s ***, with a heroic injury. Stalin's cult of personality intensifies around militaristic themes. The Great Purges 1936 to 1938 might target cowards who avoided revolutionary battles, executing more military leaders and deepening the Red Army's loyalty to him as a wounded commander. Industrialization and collectivization proceed similarly, but propaganda films glorify his sacrifice, potentially increasing public fervor and reducing internal dissent. During WWII, his masked arm becomes symbolic, revealed in speeches to rally troops after Barbarossa in 1941. framing the war as a continuation of his personal fight. This could lead to earlier purges of generals, weakening initial defenses but fostering a more fanatical resistance, perhaps shortening the war or altering alliances, e.g., stronger demands at Yalta. 4. Long-term legacy, a more militarized USSR and global ripples 1950s onward assuming Stalin dies around 1953 as historically. His successors like Khrushchev face a tougher time with de-Stalinization, the battle scar. Narrative makes criticizing him riskier, delaying reforms and prolonging Stalinist repression. The USSR might evolve into an even more militarized state, with earlier space, missile focus or interventions in Hungary 1956. Globally, communism image shifts. Stalin as a wounded revolutionary could inspire more guerrilla movements into colonizing nations, accelerating Cold War proxy wars in Asia and Africa. Conversely, if WWI service derails his path, e.g., he dies on the front, the Bolsheviks might fragment, preventing his dictatorship altogether. Trotsky or Bukharin rises, leading to a less centralized, more internationalist USSR. This what-if hinges on the injurious timing and perception. A revolutionary wound could canonize Stalin as a martyr hero, amplifying his tyranny through symbolism, or butterfly away his rise if it intersects with WWI. Alternate history thrives on such pivots without the childhood flaw. Stalin's path to power might be bloodier or non-existent. If you want to explore a specific branch, like his potential WWI death or propaganda evolution, just say the word.